Hi, everybody. This is Khaki Jeter. This is my teacher interview presentation for EDC 607. Um, Let me just begin with talking about the girl that I chose to interview with. Her name is Abby Strickland, and she is a teacher that I work with at Corinth Elementary School. She is actually one of the pre-K teachers. She's been teaching pre-K for close to 10 years. She worked at Head Start, and then she came here and has just been such a huge asset to our pre-K program. She just has so much knowledge and so much information, and she's your go-to girl. Anytime we have questions or things we're not sure about, she's the girl you go to, and she's the one that really digs deep and um, wants to push everybody further, and just little things like we've created a new report card, and she's just headed that up and knows those standards like the back of her hand. So I just knew that she was going to be a good person to talk to about some of these issues and questions that we had during this interview time. I did it. Like I said, she works at the same school I do, and so we're at Corinth Elementary School, which is just a rural school in Corinth. We have about 1,300 students here. We have 642 males and 621 females. 715 Caucasians, 395 African American, 140 Hispanics, and 13 Asians that go here. We have a really diverse school around here. We always have people coming in from new places. We have some bigger corporations around here like Caterpillar and Kimberly Clark that bring in people from all around the world. So we always are, fortunate to have all these different backgrounds in our school. And with the free and reduced lunch, we have 39% that are on free and reduced lunch. So that just kind of gives you somewhere to go, something to go by about our economic status that we have here at Corinth. But getting into the paper, the three most important issues of childhood education. This is just where we started, and I thought that I was going to have to add in more questions, but after we started talking, we just had so much information that that's really all I had to do, because there was just so much good stuff to talk about. So the first thing that Abby said was the lack of structure and discipline at home is one of the big issues. I just could not agree more with this. It seems like every year in school you get a different group, and they're just getting worse and worse in the behavior department. I feel like when you get them, you have these ideas that you're going to have these great classes. They're 4 and 5 year olds. How bad can it be? But just even this year, I've already had kids get suspended for cussing or hitting the teacher, or hitting others, or stealing. There's so many things that these kids face, and it's due to their home life. And Abby said that she, blamed a lot of this on just parents are not setting boundaries anymore. And it's not so much that the parents are choosing to be bad parents or not wanting to be good parents, but everybody's just so busy that sometimes, you don't take care of your kids the way that you should. And so one of the solutions that she was talking about was just getting more involved in parenting classes or being a part of the community. Come out to the school on parent nights. Just be present, be in the moment with your kids. They're only kids for so long, and it's really important to set these standards for them when they're little, so that they have something to look for, to have a goal to work toward as they get older. The second problem that she talked about was the lack of vocabulary and language skills. This is another thing that we kind of see that just gets worse and worse each year. That also, I think, stems from parents not being there with their kids, just sending them to their room when they get home, or not having family meals together and just having those conversations. And that's what Abby was saying, that she finds it so important at her own household to make sure that they sit down and eat dinner and just ask, how was your day? Let's talk about it. Tell me the good things. Tell me some bad things. What can we work on from there? And her solution was getting involved. And we have junior auxiliary around here that helps parents work with their kids. We have the imagination library. We have all kinds of things to kind of help these parents talk to their kids more, and to be able to bring in more books. One of her solutions was trying to get really involved each night, or maybe a couple nights a week. Let's sit down and read a story, or let's make up a story, or let's draw together and talk about it and label it. But just actually being there with your kids and talking with them so that they hear that vocabulary daily. And then the third problem that she talked about is probably the biggest one right now, which is smartphones and tablets and laptops and just all things technology. I really think this is so huge in our world right now that technology can be great, but it is also being very abused. Abby started off with just saying, I believe this is the root of most of the problems. And a lot of the times we blame technology on the kids, but a lot of the times it's just as bad with the parents. You go to a restaurant and you see parents on their phones and their kids are on their phones and nobody's talking, nobody's having conversations, nobody's doing anything, and that's what's leading to these other issues that we're having with kids. It's just all this technology is just we're using it in the wrong way. Her solution was to this, little things like set times, like don't have your phones at dinner time. At school, use them productively. You don't have to just give them an iPad and say play. Let's have a reason and a goal and a standard to meet this. Let's make sure that we're using them the correct way and not just using it as a babysitter. Just following these questions, me and Abby we probably talked for 2 hours. I just agreed with everything that she discussed, and I think I would have agreed with her anyway, but I think working so closely with her, we discuss these things all the times. I'll go to her and say, all my kids want to do is play on their iPads, or this child doesn't want to listen to me read a story. We see a lot of the same issues because we deal with the same bunch of kids. And so it was easy to have this conversation. It was easy to agree with her on the things, all these things that we were talking about. I really enjoyed talking about this and doing this interview with her, and I thought it brought a lot of insight into me, and the things that I can do better as a teacher and things that I can do better as a parent. And so I think that after talking with her and, having this, that, we're definitely going to try to even work together in our collaborative and, come up with ways that we can help solve some of these problems, or at least try to set goals with parents, and even bringing in like a reading log and, things like that, just to get these parents involved with their kids and to help us be accountable for the things that we do with them also.